Hi everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. So yesterday was Easter and it was a beautiful, glorious day here in Indiana. We spent a lot of time outside. We went mushroom hunting and of course Easter egg hunting. And then we just sat outside for a long time and my allergies are acting up. So I woke up this morning and my throat's a bit scratchy. It also is a bit sore, but it's just allergies. You know, you can see all the allergy stuff flying through the air. So we've left the snow behind, and as is typical for Indiana, we just kind of skipped spring. Last week it was rainy and cold and not nice, and this week it's going to be in the high 70s. They did have 80s in the forecast, but I didn't see that this morning when I looked. So I have winter clothes out. Haven't had any time to get any summer clothes out, but we'll see what next week holds because we could go right back to winter. So we'll see. I have a super cute card for you this morning, and I really need to get to my taxes. So this week's going to be taxes and getting catalogs out. And I have my in-person camp, and I'm going to try to get club out once my taxes are done. So it's a bit of a different kind of week. So we'll see how we go. Taxes, of course, at least the 15th falls on a weekend. So next weekend, if they're not done during the week, I will wrap them up. It's not difficult. It's just time consuming. So I know a lot of you are there with me. So I don't like to give a will owe because, you know, when you have your own things you got to do, then you owe. So I don't want to give anybody my money any sooner than I have to. So I do them at the end, and I've done that for years. Before I get going on the card, I'm just going to do a little bit of in case you've missed it. One is I talked about my card club, and one of the reasons I want to mention it is today is the 10th, and always the 10th it's Paper Pumpkin Day. So if you want this month's Paper Pumpkin, it's the last day to subscribe for that. So I just kept the 10th as my card club. My card club is also an online subscription, so it's all online. And I very, very rarely show the month. This month we have an alternate, but a couple of reasons I wanted to mention it this month is the paper and several of the items that we're using will retire. So this month is one of my bonus stamp set months, so they never have to use the stamp set that I am using. So if you go to this video, this is the actual stamp set that I am using, and then they can substitute something else. But the dies on this are 60% off. And the Queen Bee is the stamp set that I'll be using. And so I'm just going to real quick show you the other two cards that they'll make this month. This one has a magnet, so super fun. It has a magnet closing. I really like the close on it. So when we do my Try It class for the upcoming catalog, if you go to this video, I talk all about my Try It class. I do it every new catalog, and it always fills. There's several ways you can do it. My team members get to do it for free. So if you want to do it for free, join my team. It's a fun fold template kind of class. About half of them are fun folds, about half are template. I'm not going to untie it. You can go watch this video. But you get to see all of the new embellishments, all of the new papers, all of the new ribbons. You'll get to see a selection of dies, of punches, folders. It's a really fun class. But this time, because we are leaving in about a month for Europe, so if you want, we're going to cut the class so we'll have time logistically to get it in the mail before the 10th. I can't order the stuff until the 2nd. So by the time it gets here and I can design, 75% of the class, it will already be into May. So it's probably over 60% full now. So if you want in, go watch this video, complete details there. It's a really fun class. And as the name implies, you get to try it all. So then that way you'll have seen most of the papers. You don't see every single piece of every paper. I try to give you as many as you can so you can see it. But you'll be able to touch the ribbon, see the embellishments, and see a bunch of the folders and stuff. A really fun class. But like I said, it's at least 65% full now. So I do expect it to fill probably by the end of April. Then for this month's thank you gifts, I have a couple of PDFs. I'm doing it different than I normally do because of our trip. So I have two PDFs. I have a PDF at the $50 level, and then I don't remember, there's a second level. Every time you purchase, you're going to get different pieces to make the cards. This is the higher level, and so I mentioned if you wanted this PDF to let me know and I'll swap them over, but you do have to let me know because this is the higher level PDF and you do get some of the pieces to make that. So I wanted to mention that again. And then for next month, because it's new catalog kickoff, I want to let you know ahead of time because I like to do special ones. This is a new kit that will be released. I think it's going to be released in mid-April, I think. It's a fabulous kit. Look at that foil. So this will be a thank you gift for my higher level in May. And then I think for my other levels in May, I'll have 3 levels. One will be a bone folder with the hole drilled in it because this month I did snips. And then you see me use my bone folders all the time with my charms on it. The charms will be the lowest level. And then you can either put them on your bone folder if you get that medium level, or if you got the snips this time, they also go on your snips. That way when you're crafting with friends, which goes with today's video, you'll be able to tell yours. And it's a great way to, well, it just makes me happy when I use it all the time. But it's a great way then to know that it's your bone folder and not somebody else's. So those will be May's. The reason I want to tell you all that is everything in May 10th will not be the cutoff for my club. It's actually going to be April 29th or 30th, and everything for May is going to be shoved into April. So May won't really even count in my world. If you want anything in May, you're going to have to do it. May thank you gifts will. And then I do have, I have an unboxing video. I have this card, and then I have that other card, and then today's card. And then my daughter has posted 2 videos as well. She used some of my stuff for my unboxing video. And if you are, go to my website, or if you're on my email, I'll start sending you the links to the ones that she's done. So I do have a couple of new things because, like I said, I'm just kind of I'm mushing April so I can get everything done. And I really don't. I have to go to the dentist. I have to go to the eye doctor. I have to go to the vet. And I have to do taxes. I have so much to do, and I have to get all these classes done. Catalogs, if you purchased in March, should be in the mail tomorrow, definitely by Wednesday. And then if you purchased so far in April, those will be out by the end of the week. Club, cross my fingers, Club will be in the mail by next Monday. So that's kind of early for Club. So let's get going on this card. If you, and then everybody else's, yours will be in the mail sometime next week. So I'm going to do crafting with you, and by then my taxes will be done. This is a really, really cute little bundle. If you do purchase in May, your thank you cards will be made with this. It won't be a random, I've already done it on my channel card. It will be made with this because one day my daughter's going to come over and we're just going to knock out all of my May thank you cards because I won't be doing videos in May, so there won't be lots of them to use. So you can see it has a little cut and emboss machine. It has lots of crafts. It has knitting, has sewing, it has watercolor. But then the dies are cute too, because these are the dies. It has the dies over here that cut all these images out. My voice is going. But look at this embroidery hoop. So when you run it through, it gets the hoop. Then it also has the circle, which could be your Aida cloth, or it could just be a circle for any multitude of our stamps when you need a circle. It has these little spools, and it has a bunch of them. So it has the spool, and then you can also punch out your thread. So it could be in a different color. You could do this in your color and then put your color of thread on here. We have some buttons. Then we have these fun scissors. So you could do the scissors in black, the handle, and then you can do this down here in some silver, and then get one of our brads, which the brads did carry over, and pop those in there, and you could have scissors that kind of even work. Then we have the little basket. So there is the basket here that you can stamp, and then there's the basket here that cuts out. You could have used that at Easter. A lot of these things go, multi-purpose. Then there's this fun little ruler. So again, it can be for a craft, or it could be like if, you have a first year for a baby, any kind of growing. Then this is my second favorite. My first favorite is the cut and emboss machine. But look, we have a little paper trimmer. And when it cuts out, then you can see you can slide your paper. Like if you want to put some paper in here. But not only does it do this, then it also has this little piece right here that goes along here, and it even has the little line on it. You probably can't see it. And when we have a color refresh, I take out all the colors so you can see this is a color that's leaving. So it wasn't the best selection maybe, but this will go on here, and again, you can put it so it can move. So I had intended to maybe make 3 cards, And then as I was designing this card, I was like, I can't find my lemon lolly blend. The card was in my head. And so then I called my daughter because like I said, she's been using my stuff. And I said, did you use my lemon lolly blend? And she said, no. So then I had to look up all of my orders. And then I went back and watched my unboxing video because I thought, well, maybe it was in there and I laid it somewhere. And then I had to look up all my orders. And when you order at 2 in the morning, sometimes you don't get everything you thought you got. So I didn't get my lemon lolly blend. So I'll have to place another order. But then I had to go look up all my orders. And so by then I'm like, yeah, your taxes are calling. And on any given day, this is frustrating. But my paper trimmer didn't trim that great. So this is Lost Lagoon. This is a returning color. And when they said Lost Lagoon was returning, in my head I thought it was more blue. We do have a color comparison video. So you can go watch that and see lots of the returning colors. So we have that. I'm going to use Lost Lagoon. And then I am going to stamp my cut and emboss machine. And if you watch the color comparison video, my favorite color, if you watch me, is Gray Granite. So I think my new favorite color is going to be Pebbled Path. It's a much darker version of the Gray Granite. So at first I stamped my cut and emboss in the cut and emboss machine is, well, I'll tell you what, I stamped it first in white, which our white is a Crafty ink, but it has a lot of detail in the stamp, and the white craft was too much for it. So then I stamped it in the Pebbled Path. I can't talk. And it was too dark. So then I, go to your favorite. So I went to Gray Granite. And oops, that didn't stamp very well. My cats are getting ready to fight. The windows are open, so it makes them a little feisty. I thought I was going to have to talk to them. There we go. So this Gray Granite will dry lighter. So right now it looks a little dark, but it will dry lighter. And then, so I'm going to stamp this in the Gray Granite so you can see what it looks like. And then I'm going to take my words, which I'm going to do those in the Pebbled Path. And then you'll be able to see the difference between the two. This is a really pretty color. It's a nice brown. So we compare all of the different new colors that are coming to the colors that left, and colors that you already have in your stash. Like they brought back Lemon Lime Twist, and I thought, well, that's probably really close to Parakeet, right? And we have Parakeet now, so why do we need Lemon Lime Twist back when we have Parakeet? Well, let me just show you the blends if you didn't catch that video yet. Here's Parakeet, and here is the Lemon Lime Twist, which is exactly what happened when we had Parakeet come, and I thought, well, we have Granny Apple. And then you put it together, and Granny Apple now is like the dullest of greens when we have these other two colors. So Lemon Lime is not as bright as Parakeet. So we have those. Then I'm going to take, and I'm sending a handmade hug, and I want to put a tiny little card, and I'm just going to do a little card. So I'm going to make a little card, and it's easier for these to start bigger because it's kind of hard to fold tiny little pieces of paper. So make it bigger than what you need. And here's how I did it. You're going to need, it's going to help to have a bone folder because you really need to press this so it stays. And then for scale, so if you're sending a tiny little card that you made the dies on this cut and emboss machine, it needs to be the scale that it would have fit through there. So obviously this is too wide, but it helps to make it bigger to fold it. And don't worry about it being straight because we're going to stamp on our tiny little card. So first get it to scale. See, still too big. So it looks like it's tiny, tiny, but our cut and emboss machine is tiny. So there we go. And now when you have it like this, then kind of just straighten it up. And if you want to put it in your paper trimmer, you can. Tiny pieces are hard. And I took my tiny little paper trimmer, my little desktop one, to our event, and it did not come home with me. So I'm not sure. I keep meaning to put it on the Facebook group and ask if somebody accidentally took it home with them, because it disappeared, which makes me sad because we don't sell those anymore. So if you have a tiny paper cutter, you could do that. There we go. So we have that. We have that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out. And then this is a piece of Berry Burst, which is another returning color. It used to be an in color, as did Lost Lagoon, but they have come now into our core color line. So I'm gonna cut this with these two hearts. And I only need the little one. As you can see, this big one would kind of be the whole size of the card, which we do have dies that cover a whole card. And then I'm gonna cut that out. So let me trim those out. I'm gonna take my tiny little card, and there's a tiny little heart stamp in the set. And I'm gonna use my Lost Lagoon. So when the catalog comes out, if you're not a demonstrator, you can order May 2nd. And you can order, there's a couple of different ways you can order just the new colors that you want. Or you can get you can get just the new in colors. And that's where you get the Pebbled Path and the Copper. The Lost Lagoon's a new core color. So I'm just going to stamp this like I'm pretending this is a card and I'm just making this card. Or you can get the packet of the new core colors. Now, when you get the new core colors, if you have kept Berry Burst and Lost Lagoon, then you're going to get all of them. You're going to get Fresh Freesia if you currently have that as an in color, because that is going into the core color line. So just decide the best way to, you save 10% if you get them all, but if you have 2 of the pads, then you're actually not going to save money. So just have a look and see how you want to do that. Now I am going to take, this was going to be Lemon Lolly, but in the end, I kind of liked it. So I spent all that time looking for the Lemon Lolly, and because I didn't have it, I had to use Lemon Lime Twist. These are the dark colors. So let's go with, this is Dark Copper Clay. I'm going to use all the brush tips. And if I had more time, I would do this exact card and maybe use Cajun Craze in this. I would use the most similar color that we have. But you can go, if you think it's similar, go watch my video of the color comparisons that I did with my daughter, and you can see they're similar and they're coordinating, but they're not the same colors. Then I don't know if this is the same order I did them on my other card. This is Pecan Pie. So do you say pecan like my grandpa did? Or do you say pecan? But this is Dark Pecan Pie. And our new markers, you can get the new markers in the same way as the core and the in colors, but our markers have been redesigned. And then this is my second new favorite color. This is Wild Wheat. And we have nothing like this, especially in the paper. It's not anything like Crushed Curry. You can see it's got more of a, it's not as yellow by any stretch as Crushed Curry. Much more of a gold. And we had some of the old colors, like we had close to, not close to cocoa, cinnamon cider and those colors. And then this is the Dark Lemon Lime Twist, which, not peacock. Maybe I'll get my peacock and my, just to kind of show you. I'm coloring kind of crooked because my head's not over the top. But I feel like if I do the greens, I should do all of them. So the Lemon Lolly would have given this card a whole different feel. So this was where I was going to stop. And I thought I kind of need one more color. And then the Berry Burst got added too. But this was the card in my head. And then I thought, well, I'm going to try Lost Lagoon. And I really liked that. So if you grew up in the 70s, I was a child in the 70s. Well, I started high school in 79. But I'm pretty sure I had some shirts that had this pattern straight across them. Isn't that fun? Okay, I will just do the greens. So here is Parakeet. See, not the same, not even close. And then here's Granny Apple, and these are both the darks. And keep in mind as they dry. So here we have Lemon Lime, Parakeet, and Granny Apple. Not even close to the same greens. And then I'm going to take my cut and emboss machine, which has gotten lighter. It will dry a little bit lighter. But see, now it's lighter than that. And I'm going to take my light smoky slate. And the places on our machine that are silver, I'm just going to add those so you can see the difference between the granite and the silver. So just a couple of spots. And then I'm going to get my berry burst thing out here. It's stuck. And take my Stella these, just give a little bit of sparkle, which you maybe you'll be able to catch that. It is nice and sunny out today. Especially these places that are to the metal. And that. Now, if we cut this out for our card, then obviously we had a die, right? But I don't want this giant thing, again, scale. So I'm just gonna trim this. So all that we're left with is just the piece of paper that went through our cut and emboss machine. I love this. And then I was kind of glad that I wasn't able to find my lemon lolly that I didn't even purchase. So don't feel bad if you have ordered something in the past and thought you ordered it. Now, I originally was going to use this. I'm not even sure if that's parakeet because, you know, I haven't looked at my catalog. But because of the silver on the cut and emboss machine, and this is one of our online exclusives, so it's not in a catalog, I decided to go with it and add a little bit of silver on my throat. Scratchy, scratchy. So I'm going to put in rectangle of seal around the back of this. Everybody in my card club this month gets a little square, which my husband doesn't know yet. He thinks he's just about done cutting card club. There were a lot of die cuts this month, but he thinks he's almost done. Cutting squares is not a big deal. Separating them so you all get the right ones, but everybody's getting a square of all the new colors of cardstock. In addition to the catalog, if they didn't place an order last month and aren't getting it this week. So I'm just going to put this along the edges of where my blend went. And I mean, you can leave the edges. It gives it a fun organic look, but this kind of tidies those up where they're a tad bit crooked. So if you've gone ahead then and put the square of adhesive on, then you can just pop this on here. And this was just a scrap piece of white laying on the table. My other one's a little bit bigger, but I'm in a hurry because I'm feeling a little guilty that my taxes aren't done. So we're just working with what we've got. And there's the ugly piece, but you can always flip a piece of cardstock over. I'm still in mourning that the shimmery white cardstock's leaving. It's going to make my watercolor take on a whole new existence. Then I'm going to have to pull out my fine tip glue to finish this off. So I'm going to glue my card on first. And just stick it down here with the handmade hug. And then my little piece of paper that's left up here, my little scrap that's going to look like my desk in much neater, prettier form. Up here. I opted not to put a embellishment on this card because I decided the little card was the embellishment. I didn't want to detract from it. I'll make my little card down here. Squish that over. Isn't that adorable? I really, really want to make one with a paper trimmer, but I'm not going to. I'm going to let my civic duty of paying my taxes win for today and getting when I have all the packets ready, so when my catalogs start showing up. It said that they're due to arrive between 7 and 9 p.m. tonight, so they will come tonight, and then that way I'll be ready to start making them tomorrow. So here it is with a little bit bigger of a white piece. I like them both ways. This one highlights the piece of Lost Lagoon that's on there. So if you are interested in joining my card club, signing up for my Try It class, again, I do expect that to fill. And at some point when it gets fairly close, I will, because I reserve a couple of spots. If anybody new joins my team, this time I'm not going to reserve very many because because the class itself will be smaller. But all the details for that can be found on my website, in my email, and then in that video with the first project that I showed you with the cheerful daisies. But if you're interested in anything, then just let me know. And everybody have a great day. For those of you joining me in tax week, I hope that at least the weather's nice where you are. So at least you can be sitting at the computer. If all of my stuff was where I could get to it from my laptop, I'd go sit outside. I could pop the pool open, but I wouldn't get in it. Everybody have a great week. Bye.